Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Making of Evelina Smiles. I'm your co host, Ashley Hovez. And before I bring my guest of honor on today's episode, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to all of you listening. We are just so grateful that you're a part of this community, and you can find us on all the socials. Colin will link that in the show notes below. And then just a recap from last episode, we got to know Dr. Rich Constantine. We talked about the location. He found a county border with a hospital expanding, a high school already getting added on, and a Starbucks moving in. He was able to secure the practice loan with less than 10% down. He didn't require anything down on the build out of his building. No SBA. He used a local bank that he worked with for his first startup and 24 months interest only. We talked about parking, signage, HOA fees, lots of lessons learned from location one that he applied to location two. So if you missed last week's episode, make sure to go back and review that because there's a lot of things that both he and I just riffed on, like all the things we learned from building our first location. And then this building is going to be 7,500 square feet, 2 stories, doors open at the end of June. And without further ado, I can't wait to welcome Dr. Rich Constantine. All right, Dr. Rich, how's it
Hey,
going?
good. How are you?
I am doing fabulous. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Oh my gosh, what's the weather like over there?
It's beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky.
Nice.
Just starting to get a little bit humid, but we're in the low 80s and it's feeling good.
Oh man, that does sound amazing. The sky is gorgeous, not a cloud in the sky over here, too. And I'm just excited for a good weekend. We got baseball. What are your plans?
Let's see. Tomorrow we're going up to this car show. It's a combination car show, but they're having it at an equestrian center.
Oh,
So there's gonna be
fun.
horse events too. So Trish will be enjoying herself with all the horses, and there'll be a bunch of cars there. So we'll probably spend the whole day there. It's a really nice event center where they have restaurants, and
Oh,
it's just
nice.
really, really pretty place.
Wait, so like what kind of cars are we talking here?
I think it's going to be a mix of cars. It's mostly going to be the Porsches. So Porsche Club
Oh,
of America is putting it on, but I think there'll be all kinds of cars there. I don't think it's just specifically for them.
nice. Nice. Are
Yeah.
you a Porsche guy?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
like them a lot.
Do you drive one?
I don't drive. I have one. I don't drive it daily, but I
Ah,
have one. Yeah.
so Brian's dad has promised Brian his 1970 Porsche. It's been
Oh,
in the
wow.
garage for like decades. He's been promising this car to Brian for since Brian was, I don't know, in high school. And it needs a lot of work, like a
Hmm.
complete overhaul of the engine, the interior, all of that. And to get it restored would be a lot of money. So right now it's just sitting in the garage and Brian still dreams about it because he is also a Porsche guy.
Well, you got to start with a car. If you have a car,
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I would love to one day in the future have something like that to where you take it from not being the best looking thing
Yes,
to making it what you want. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I think so too.
Yeah.
All right. All right, mister. We are going to get started with this or that, like how we start every episode. You
Let's do
ready?
it. Yeah.
Ketchup or mustard?
Ketchup.
Plan the whole
I'm
trip. Oh, sorry. I
no,
forgot.
I was just saying
Rich likes.
I like to explain. I'm from Pittsburgh. That's the home of Heinz ketchup. So
Did
big
not know that.
Heinz or nothing.
Oh, nice. Plan the whole trip or wing it when you land.
Ooh. These days I'm more of a wing it when you land.
Okay. Window seat or the aisle.
Aisle.
And go to Mario Kart character. Did you play
Uh
Mario Kart?
yeah, a little bit. The big gorilla guy.
Oh, what is that guy's name?
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
I don't know his name either. Okay, so I think I would also choose ketchup. I feel like ketchup goes, although I, no, can I choose ranch? Is that like against the rules if I choose ranch?
Yeah, I think that would be against the rules.
Okay, then I would choose ketchup. And I am definitely a wing it when you land. Oftentimes, we don't have a trip booked until like a few days before we leave.
Uh-huh.
Like, my son is playing at Cooperstown, New York for baseball this summer. Like,
Oh.
so fun. Like, it's going to be the highlight of his 12 years on earth, I swear. We're supposed to leave, Rich, in 2 weeks. Tell me why we don't even have flights. We're a family of seven flying to New York. We don't have anything.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so that's going to be our homework this weekend. We're definitely procrastinators, and I will also choose the aisle seat all day long. I have the world's smallest bladder. Sorry if this is TMI, but I hate when I have to wake someone up to climb over them to use the
Yeah,
bathroom. It's just not fun.
yeah.
And my go-to Mario Kart character is the princess. I'm sure that's no surprise to anybody listening. All right. So last week we did a deep dive on your loans, the banking. And this episode, I think, is what is the most near and dear to my heart. It's all about vision, branding, your floor plan, all of that fun stuff, like the reason why we decided to do a startup in the first place. So,
Yeah.
we are going to do a deep dive into Evelina Smiles. And I know that you already spoke about where the name came from. And would
Yep.
you just quickly remind the audience where you got Evelina Smiles from?
Yeah, Evelina is after my grandma Evelyn. She was my dad's mom, and her birth name was Evelina. And I was always close to my grandma's, and my first practice was Constantine Dental. I like the idea
Mhm.
of having, meaning behind the name, but what I realized with that was that when people come to Constantine Dental, they always want to see Dr. Constantine, which can make it tough, especially later on down the road. So I felt like Evelina was a pretty name that had meaning behind it, that as the years passed and we bring on more docs to the practice, that it's something that wasn't just tied to me. It was something that we could get behind with our team members and providers to say, hey, this is a place that means a lot to everybody. It's one big family, and we're here to serve, but we're here to have
Yeah.
have fun too. And that's kind of what Grandma Evelyn was all about.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that story. Are you planning on trademarking it by chance?
I hadn't really thought of that. I guess I could. I had looked up to see if there were many things with the brand name Evelina. There's a restaurant in New York City called Evelina, but I don't know. It might still be available to do that. Did you trademark Smile and Co?
Yes.
You
My
did?
that's like a whole debacle though, because we'll
Do you
get
recommend doing it?
I don't know
Okay.
anymore. Like at the time I thought like I was so gung-ho about the trademark,
Uh,
and then it ended up being almost a 2-year lawsuit. I got a cease and desist. It was a whole thing that is going to be like its own episode, I'm sure, one day.
oh wow.
But now, like my plans for Smiling Co. At first, it was like world domination. Like let's just keep growing, growing, growing. And now I'm like, I'm good. I think I'm even good with one. So if you don't plan on making this like a franchise, keep growing, growing, then I don't really think it's too necessary.
Yeah. I mean, that's not in the game plan right now, but
No,
I love growth. That's why I'm building this again. But I've learned never to say never. So
never say never. That is
yeah,
true. That is true. And so last time we talked, we started going into just the building size, which is 7,500 square feet. Do you want to start with logo and brand and how you've come up with that?
to
Okay,
the whole design and everything. As far as the
awesome.
brand goes, yeah, I wanted to honor both my grandmas. because I was really close to both of them, and my grandma Evelyn just had a more unique name. My other grandma's name is Jane, so I felt like Evelina was a little bit better from a branding perspective. But we are gonna have like a little corner of the reception area. My grandma Jane, coffee was real important for her. So like I just remember every time we would go out, she always had coffee with meals, and she always had the waitress like warm up her cup, and she just loved the smell of coffee, and she loved having coffee with friends and family. There was just always coffee around. So we have a little Jane's Coffee Bistro section
Oh,
of the waiting room, kind of like have a cup with Jane kind of thing. So there'll be a picture of her
I
in
love
that
that.
part of the waiting room.
I
And so
love that.
yeah.
That's so cute. Cup of Jane.
Yeah.
Cup of Jane.
So we'll
It
have both grandma names present in the reception area there.
that's
The
so awesome.
sunflower came about because my grandma Evelyn, her husband, Grandpa Bob, he had a commercial farm in southwestern Pennsylvania, really well known, both crops and at one time it was one of the largest chicken farms in the Northeast United States. So Constantine eggs was something that he started with his brothers. Um, and I just remember my grandma would always be at the house and he would be out in the fields, and I would work there in the mornings and the summers in between sports and stuff. And she would always ask him to do these like little jobs that took him totally out of his routine. And he would just think they were just like the dumbest things. Like, don't you realize how much work I have to do? But he would still do whatever she wanted him to do. And I just remember one of those
Oh,
things being there was like a street that Constantine Road that kind of went up through the farm, and she wanted him to plant like this bag of sunflower seeds, and so there would be like sunflowers lining the street up there. And so that's where the sunflower logo came from,
oh,
just because I remember that whole conversation of her asking him to do that one day when we were at lunch. And that's where the color for the logo came from too. But I also thought it was cool that, going with the black and gold, being from near Pittsburgh and being a
yeah.
Steelers,
Yeah.
Penguins, Pirates fan, just kind of all tied in. So that's where the colors came from.
I just love how thoughtful you are. Like you really thought about like cup of Jane instead of cup of Joe to honor Grandma Jane. And then the black and gold Steelers. That's so cool. The sunflower. And this is why it's so cool to just be able to build whatever you want,
Yeah.
because a logo doesn't just have to be something that you have. What is it? One of those design, you bid for a
Oh yeah,
designer,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like 99 designs, like
Mhm.
did you work with a company to help put everything together? Did you design it on your own?
I didn't. I tried to design it on my own, just using AI,
Oh,
but
nice.
when I came up with something, but it was a little bit too intricate and probably hard to replicate once you get into printing and
Oh, and
sign making.
signage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I've run into that in the past where you start to get these different materials, and it's a real bummer when you have this really beautiful logo, but then the machines that cut the materials
Yeah.
can't replicate it, and then you have all these different versions of not only the color but also the material depending on what you're using. So when I started working with Studio 88 for web design and marketing, they did a really good job with kind of bringing the vision to life and creating something that could be replicated across all platforms. So, yeah, they were really good with that.
When did you
So,
start working with Studio 88?
I engaged with them after I purchased a lot and knew that things were moving forward, just because I know just from past experience how important the marketing branding is, and I'm maybe a little bit more specific in some of their clients. Hopefully not to a fault, but I kind of knew what I wanted and just needed somebody to put their professional touch on it. So they helped me out with the choosing the font, and we went back and forth through a couple different iterations and a couple different Pantone colors,
Oh,
and
nice.
came up with something that they thought would work and that I really liked.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
they took your idea of Evelina Smiles, and then they
Hmm.
created different iterations along with different colors to help tell the story. And
Yeah.
you got the final say after, I'm sure,
Yeah.
many revisions.
Yep.
Awesome. And then you already have a website, like it's like a temporary website,
Yeah,
correct?
right now it's just a landing page
Okay.
for interested patients to get on priority list. So we send out an email once a month, or we've been sending out an email once a month with the progress to the building and things that we're looking forward to, so that the people on the priority list will know as soon as we open up scheduling. But we're about to launch our actual website, which will be a little bit more thorough with some information about the practice, myself, some of the
Mm-hmm.
procedures that we provide, some of the financial options that we'll provide, and membership plans. But it'll kind of just be pretty pretty standard website at first until we have our building done and team together so that we can put together our photo session.
Nice. And then so I believe that the Studio 88 team then will fly out like a couple months, would you say, after you open your doors?
Yeah, I think we're gonna try to get them in after the first month of being in the building.
Oh, nice.
It's hard to line up,
Yeah.
as you know, with the build process, just because you never quite know when all the finishing touches are going to be. And you do all those walkthroughs with all the punch lists, and you just want
Mm-hmm.
everything to be, just when the photo crew comes in, because they do such an amazing job with the photos and the video. And you just get such a better result when all that's cleaned up the way that you want it and you feel
Yes.
better about it.
Yeah. No, I'm really excited for you because one, you sent me photos of your building and my jaw dropped. I want to move in. It is so stunning. It is going to be, oh my gosh, you are going to be obviously wildly successful. What is your big vision plan for Evelina Smiles? Like, where do you see yourself in 3 years? Because this is a big project. This is how many ops? 12 ops?
There'll be 12, yeah, 12. Well, it's big enough for 12 regular ops, and then there's also two more surgery suite focused ops that are separate from the regular 12. So all that's on the first floor.
Okay.
Um, and then we have a second floor that, once we need to finish the second floor, the intention of the second floor is to have a much larger team space up there for break room and open kitchen. And then we'll also have an
Wait, did
enclosed
you say kitchen? There's a kitchen?
yeah, yeah, there'll be a big like
Oh my
open
gosh.
living room kitchen area. And the reason why we wanted to do that is to make it feel more
Like
homey,
a home.
but
Yeah.
to also we're gonna have we have some planned space for a teaching center upstairs
Oh,
eventually,
nice.
to where if we ever held courses up there or conferences or study clubs, then the recreation space was big enough to, put out buffet style things on the island so people could walk through and then have some casual seating in addition to tabletop seating. And then this is really cool too. It's something I've always wanted. The lot was big enough to where on the back side of the building we are gonna do like a little, and it's not huge, maybe like a 20 by 20 turf area to where people can go outside at
Oh,
lunch and
nice.
sit like picnic style. I thought that was cool to have the space to do that because it maybe not in the summer when it's super humid out here, but you're inside all day. It's kind of nice to get out of the building
Yeah.
without feeling like you have to get in your car and drive away.
Yeah.
Um,
No,
so
that is
yeah.
I can't wait to see what that will look like. Is that outdoor area? Is that concealed from the patient view?
Um, yeah, we're gonna, plant certain things. There'll be two ops where they might be able to see out there, but we don't intend to have a lunch schedule that overlaps with seeing patients. So I
Gotcha.
don't think that it would be weird.
We Okay, good. Hey friends, I want to give a quick shout out to our partner, Net32. As a practice owner, I know how much time, energy, and money goes into keeping the supply side of your business running. So many little orders, so many brands, so many choices. Net32 is a marketplace built for us. So you save on over 60,000 dental products all in one place, which means you get real pricing transparency and savings. Whether you're just getting started or scaling up into multiple locations, tools like this make a huge difference. And for a community like ours, building smarter, growing faster, that's meaningful. Check them out at net32.com slash the making of and let them help you streamline the back end so you can focus on patients, team, and the big vision. Thanks to Net32 for supporting the making of. Let's get back to the show. So going back to like how like what kind of where does Rich play a role in this? Like ultimately you're obviously building this, but is the end goal, do you want to be the implant specialist of the practice and you have a team of associates doing bread and butter, or do you want like multi specialists in one building? Like what do you see for Evelina Smiles?
The vision changes and it
Mm,
evolves. There definitely, over the years of practicing, are procedures that I enjoy doing most. And that is only because I've done so much continuing education. I like the procedures that are more difficult because I just like hard problems. But I also see the benefit and the result long term for the patient from those procedures. So I'm talking about, aesthetic cases where we're rebuilding a collapsed BDO and giving the patient back the smile that they want, not only from a pretty teeth side of things, but also
mhm.
restoring function. And, it's almost like a facelift. A lot of people don't realize that when your bite collapses, it really,
Yes.
really shrinks your face. But also, I love implants. I love surgery. I love that side of things. I just like sitting in one place working for as long as it's going to take to get the job done. But those procedures are hard to do sometimes when you're the only doc and you have to get
Yeah.
up and do hygiene checks and socialize and keep the friendly relationship with your patients too, which I think is equally important. So I do want to get to the point where again we bring on other docs, associates that they enjoy doing bread and butter dentistry, like restorative procedures mainly. And this is not just for the associate doctors, it's also for the hygienists, the assistants, the administrative team. I want there to always be an opportunity for people to learn more, to grow into new roles, because I feel like just from past experience, you're always going to have the people that they just want to come to work, they want to do a good job, but they're happy where they are. But then you also have people that they get bored and then they're looking for new opportunities. And if you don't have those opportunities to give to them, then they potentially could look elsewhere for that opportunity. And I don't want that. I want people to, I think I may have mentioned this before, but I saw this quote that culture is not something that you write on the wall. Culture is the way that your team feels on a Sunday night before a Monday morning. And
Mm,
I really want so badly for the team that I work with to, not everybody's going to always look forward to going to work because weekends are fun. But I want them to feel comfortable in the space and know that they have a purpose within the space, that they're serving people, that they can feel good at the end of the day when they go home, that they worked hard, they made a difference in somebody's life, and we come to work hard and we leave feeling good about ourselves and we can go play hard too. So that's the
I love
vision. It doesn't
that.
matter if it's 3 years down the road, 5 years
Yeah.
down the road. That's what I want for the people that are involved.
I love that vision so much. I think that you are going to create an incredible culture and I'm excited. And I saw that you put an ad out. You're hiring.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I tell you, I did the whole Indeed thing. We got quite a few responses there, but
Okay.
social media is still, that's where people see you. It doesn't matter if it's
Yeah.
Instagram or Facebook. I started getting so many more resumes coming through to our practice email. Once I put that out yesterday, it was pretty wild.
Amazing. And tell everybody listening, how big is the team that you want to start out with? Who are you looking for?
So starting off, we're gonna do one primary admin person, one primary hygienist, one primary assistant, and then a second admin that hopefully also has can play a role in some helping out with some assisting as well, or somebody that is at least open to being trained up. Um, that doesn't mean we're not going to stop, taking resumes and interviewing people because our goal is to grow quickly. And so we always want to make sure that we have good candidates to fill those roles. So yeah, one admin, one assistant, one hygienist. And I would really like to start with a foundational team that's full time. I found that a lot of people are requesting part time, and it's not that part-time is a bad thing, but I'm just trying to create a cohesive team that is there every day so that we can build a relationship with each other. We all have each other's back. We're all going through the training the same time. And, my hope is that as we bring on more people, they're able to train up people within their roles as well. And I always say that there's always going to be opportunity, but you have to be willing and able to train yourself out of your current role to bring somebody into that role before we can, advance you to that next role. So that is the pipeline that I'd like to create.
No, that's awesome. Now, I think you're doing something very different than what everybody is told about building a startup, which is don't hire a hygienist right out of the gate. Can you walk us through, Rich, what your thought process is behind
Yeah,
that?
to me, you know, I want our hygienists to feel like they're an associate doctor. The relationships that I've had with hygienists are not just teeth polishers, they're treatment advocates. I love hygienists that are super interested in the oral systemic link as far as health goes, that they're interested in talking to patients about the importance of that. They can help me to develop a perio protocol I have one, but I like to fine tune it with the hygienist to where we're diagnosing the things that are needing to be done rather than just seeing 8 or 9 back-to-back prophies every day, instead of diagnosing and talking about the treatment that needs to be done. And the value there is that the patient is hearing it from the hygienist and then they're hearing it from the doctor as well. And they're getting the same message because everyone's on the same team. And it's not always necessarily news that a patient wants to get, or you'll get into that conversation where, why has nobody told me that before?
Mhm.
It's good when the doctor supports the hygienist and the hygienist supports the doctor because this may not be news that you want to hear, but we're here to talk about teeth. We're here to talk about, a healthy mouth, and we're here to relate that to the rest of your body. And we wouldn't be doing our job. We wouldn't be serving you the best that we can if we don't talk about these things. So it's always nice to have somebody that's enthusiastic and passionate, just like I am. And that's why I think it's important to have you don't want me cleaning your teeth. You don't want me cleaning your teeth. The hygienist is going to do a way, way better job.
I couldn't agree more, like on everything that you just said. And I think so many of us are so scared of that overhead making things work before patients are guaranteed to come in that we will sacrifice exactly what you just said. And because you don't want to pay for a hygienist if there aren't butts in the chair, right? But you have a very different mindset when it comes to that. You're not necessarily thinking that they need to see 8 or 9 patients a day to make their ROI worth it. Their ROI is if they have patients who are in the chair, even if they have a slightly emptier schedule, that they are
Mhm.
communicating what they're seeing, they are echoing your words, that they're talking about the oral systemic connection. I tell, so we have this thing at Smile and Co where I tell my hygienist, like, we are a no ego amigo place. If I miss something, and I tell the patients too, I'll say, Mr. Jones, I I believe that I'm human and I will make mistakes and I won't catch every single thing. But that is why I have an amazing team. That is why Cynthia, my hygienist, is going to go in. And if she sees something, she is going to say something. And I want you to know that we are all partnered together in making sure you get the best care possible. And I think it is such a disservice when we think that hygienists are just clock in, clock out, profi mills. If you have the right hygienist, the super communicator, the one who's really passionate about talking about prevention, talking about like we use itero scans and like talk
Yeah.
showing patients through photos and their records like this wear is not okay. That they will more than pay for themselves. They will more than pay for whatever Delta Dental is going to reimburse you for that 60-minute or 30-minute pro fee. So I am right with you.
Yeah, I think having that relationship with your providers within, and same goes for assistants too, because
Yeah.
the better they are able to, and what I love assistants that transition to front desk people and are on the phones
Mm,
because
hmm.
to have that understanding of the procedures is so beneficial. And when we had, Constantine Dental, we would block off, a few hours once a week just to talk about procedure things because when you hire new people and bring new people onto the team, not everyone has been exposed to a lot of these different procedures or understand the steps or the why behind or the benefits of the procedure,
Right.
and to have everybody understand that and be able to talk about it with the patient goes such a long way
Oh,
because the patient, and I used to think educate the patient, educate the patient, educate the patient, but if you can't tell them the benefit of why
right.
to do the procedure, that's what they're buying. They're not buying the steps involved. They're buying the outcome. And if you can't
Yes.
communicate the outcome, then you're not going to really
No.
convert too many people to believing and having it done.
Your words create your worlds. And it's so true. Like I
Yeah.
can go in and say one thing and another person can say it a completely different way and it's crazy what the response will be in my offices. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I like that you are thinking of all of that like cross training. And you said something that you like when the dental assistant transitions to front office. Would you ever hire someone who is completely non-dental to be at the front office
Yeah, it's tough. The customer service aspect is really important as well. It just takes a little bit longer
to
to them
train?
up. Yeah. But if you have a great lead assistant that is willing to
Mm-hmm.
take them under their wing and explain certain things to them if the doctor doesn't have time to do it, I think, yeah, I think for both assisting and for front desk that there's always, as long as you have a support team there, because the last thing that you want to do is, and this is, I think I mentioned this before, it's one of Trisha's favorite sayings is clarity is kindness.
Yes,
If you bring somebody on and you have these expectations, but you never are clear as far as what their duties are, what the expectations are, that's, that's a recipe for disaster. It makes life miserable for them. And then at the same time, it makes life miserable for you because you are like, why isn't this person getting it? And most of the time, it's just because you never sat down and took the time to explain it to them.
exactly. Exactly. Now, I don't know if you mentioned this on other episodes, but you are starting out with PPO plans, correct?
Yeah, we are. And we did that in the past as well. Just like everybody else, insurance is difficult to deal with. This probably, as you know, could be multiple episodes in itself.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is people have insurance, whether they understand it or not. It can be
Mm-hmm.
helpful to them in some capacity, even though it's not like medical insurance and it's not that helpful. But our goal is to be able to provide care for as many people as we can. And I think as long as you don't have the mindset of this is going to be a dental mill where it's just churn and burn, get as many people
Mm-hmm.
in and out as you possibly can, there is time if you start to have those conversations about, you don't want the whole appointment to be about dental insurance, but you can at least provide them some material about what it is that dental insurance actually provides. You
Mm-hmm.
can guide them in a way of saying, hey, this is what your insurance will do for you, but it also requires you to limit what you might be able to have done, and it might not be the best treatment for you. And we don't want your insurance to dictate that because the people that care about you most are in this place right here. Here are some other options. You have way more needs than what your insurance is going to provide coverage for or what your insurance is going to provide benefit for.
Hmm.
We don't want to see you put off that treatment and allow all these things to get worse because now is the least expensive they're going to be. So we have put we have put this membership together for you
Hmm.
to where you can compare your current insurance to the membership plan, which has way more benefits. You might want to take a look at that. We also have third-party financing available to you from multiple companies that you might want to look into that would also be helpful to you to allow you to get the work that you need done quickly rather than to put it off. So I think if you have those conversations, if you let them know that if what is holding you back from getting what you need done, if what is holding you back is financially related, we have things in place because there are things that we all want to have as well that we can't have now unless we have those financial things in place either. Nobody's gonna go pay $1,500 for an iPhone. They're gonna pay for it monthly. Same with cars and a lot of the things that we have, washers, dryers, refrigerators, like all those things.
Hmm.
So I think it's important to let them know that their concerns are important to you, but to also provide a solution for those. And I think that goes a long way. So I don't think I'm going to change the world by having people understand overnight that dental insurance doesn't work like medical insurance. And at the same time, I'm not going to talk about dental insurance as the devil because,
Hmm.
you know, I would be a hypocrite if I took the dental insurance or if I participated in network with the insurance and then I talk bad about it. I think it does have a benefit, but
Hmm.
I just wish there was a way to get that message across, a little easier.
I love, I've been taking so many notes, Rich, not just about like your train of thought, but just the actual things that you're saying, like what is holding you back? Like, I think oftentimes we are jumping the gun when it comes to educating the patient. We tend to over science them and
Yeah,
then you lose them. Nobody cares about your zero point 0.2 millimeter margin. Like they need to know like what you care about is their health and trying to give them what they need. And so you also mentioned your membership plan. Now,
yeah.
are you creating the membership plan on your own or are
No,
there laws in your state where you have to have someone else do it for you?
I don't know if there's laws. I don't think there's laws that you have to have somebody else do it for you. When we had our first practice, we put one together. We tried to manage that ourselves, but it was rather difficult and
Yeah.
it was hard to get the team to buy in because, to be honest with you, I didn't always fully understand the benefit of it. But we've been working with Clary that used to be Clear and then used to be Membercy before that, but now they're Clary, Clerrri.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're working with them. They just finalized integration with the PMS that we're going to be using.
So this has already been such a great episode about hiring, culture, logo, branding, communication, membership plans. Next week, we are going to do a deep dive into all the practice management software that you are integrating. And we can do a deep dive into that. And I'd like to end today with what is the current state of your construction? What's happening as we speak right now?
As we speak right now, gutters are going up. Final grade is being done for landscaping. They paved the parking lots.
What?
Yeah, so that was a big step because that,
Did you record it?
did I record it? No, I'm really bad at recording the steps. Like I have a ton of
Rich.
progress. I have a ton of progress photos, but I don't have a lot of video.
Okay.
Yeah,
So landscaping, parking
yeah.
lot, and then
The
what about the interior of the building?
the interior, they're doing all the trim. So they put up a coat of primer in the areas where there's drop ceiling. They have
Nice.
the grids up. Some of the
Okay.
lighting and electricity's going in, and then the IT team has been in running all that, the data drops and everything. So it's a lot. There's so many people there every day that like when I go, it's just it's buzzing. It's
It's
good. It's good to see.
Are you in the office every day to just see what's happening?
No, I'm not good at doing that because then I feel like I'm getting in the way of people doing their jobs and,
Oh,
and I know what that feels like. So I've been
yeah.
going by once or twice a week, and then if they have a question and it needs my eyes on it, I'll swing by. But it's about a half hour to 40 minutes from where I'm currently living right now. So um
And that's so
yeah,
exciting. That is so
yeah.
exciting. So you're you're scheduled to open when again? June? Is it June? August,
I've been
July?
saying I've been saying June, July, August.
Ah.
Ish.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, I think what we're hoping to do is have our team together by mid to end June and
Okay.
then start seeing patients gradually after the 4th of July because we want to have our team in there doing some coaching
Yeah.
and getting familiar with the space and the PMS and workflow, stocking shelves, and just putting together our organization and systems so that when we do start seeing patients, it's not like how restaurants are when they first open. If they open too fast, we don't want that experience for our
Yeah.
patients or our team members. So
That
yeah,
is, gosh, this is so exciting, Rich. So many things are happening. I'm so excited for you. And you are still associating, correct?
that gig actually stopped this past week. The associate came back from her
Okay.
maternity leave, so I'm kind of a hired gun right now if anybody needs me. But to be honest, as you know, there's so much work that goes into a startup
Yeah.
that it's kind of good just to be able to put my head down and do all the things that need to be done.
There's so much. Tune in, guys. Tune in next week. We're gonna do a deep dive into practice management software, all the things that go behind the scenes, the master ordering list, equipment. Oh my gosh, training. There's so much.
It's so much. It's so
It's so
much.
much. I feel like you guys, you and Trish, should just have a vacation before this
We
actually.
are. We're going on vacation next week, actually.
Oh, where to?
So we wanted to go out because we love going out west, but this time of year, you never know what the weather's going to be like. So we couldn't go too far north, and we wanted to try
Okay.
someplace new. So this is kind of off the beaten path, but we're going to go to Taos, New Mexico. So
Oh,
we're going to fly into Albuquerque, drive up through Santa Fe, check out Santa Fe, and then just do a couple nights in Taos, which is kind of like a little mountainy, artistic town, but good hiking, good food. Um,
amazing.
yeah,
Well, send us some photos of you guys
yeah, for sure.
in the outdoors. One of my doctors went to school in New Mexico and she loved it. So
Cool.
is that where the hot air balloon?
I think the hot air balloon thing's in Albuquerque. Yeah.
Oh, and that's not close to the city you're going to.
No, Albuquerque is New Mexico. That's where we're flying into. Yeah,
Oh, okay. See, I don't know anything about geography.
yeah.
I know California, New York. That's it. And Hawaii. All right. Do you have any questions that the audience can help you out with at this stage? I know you've done this before, Rich, but anything burning?
No, I don't think so. I'm always interested in tips and tricks that other, dentists that are listening to this might be willing to offer. I'm also open to hearing from non-owners as far as what that type of experience they would like to see as a provider within a practice or a team member within a practice, just so that I can, uh, you know, kind of get to know the other side of things and how I can improve as a leader and a business owner. So always open to that type of conversation too.
Love it. All right,
Yeah.
guys. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Making of Evelina Smiles with Dr. Rich Constantine. Make sure to send us messages, any tips, tricks, anything, or any takeaways that you've really connected with what Rich has talked about this week. Then make sure to tune in next week. We're going to do another deep dive into all the billion things that go into making a dental startup. You guys have a fantastic vacation, Rich. And to you guys listening, thanks again.
Thanks,
Bye.
Ashley. Bye bye.